Hey, YouTube. All right, I'm gonna wait till some more people come on in. I know it's late. All right, so let me start because I had took a nap after I finished my program today at 7 o'clock and took a nap and fell asleep, and I just woke up. So anyway, so what prompted me to make this title is because I was looking through my notifications, and one particular person that I watch on YouTube, Walter Lee Hampton III, he had a title about the drawing tonight for the lottery. So, and immediately I thought to myself, I said, you know what? That's just a waste of time because number one, I'm quite sure if I had went out and about today, went to Quick Trip or drove by any convenience store, there would be lines of people buying tickets, lottery tickets, spending 20, 40, 50, $100 plus more trying to win this big jackpot. Now, this jackpot drawing is tonight. Now, it might be over in the next hour or so. I'm not sure when the drawing starts, what time they start, or whatever the case may be. But this is supposed to be the 10th largest jackpot in history. So this thing's been rolling over for quite some time. And so I know last week sometime I had mentioned about the lottery and a particular person on here was like, um, well, you don't if you don't play, you don't win and this and that or whatever and all this kind of stuff. And my thing is this, it's a waste of time. And let me tell you the reason why. Number one, whether you spend hundreds, thousands of dollars or $1, $2, you still have the odds of getting all those numbers. The probability of someone getting all numbers and the odds, if you look at it, the more people play, the higher the odds are. It didn't say, oh, you have a higher chance of winning if you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars of tickets. Number two, most people who spend money like that, and this is my opinion, most people you see spending, shelling out all this money in hopes of winning the lottery are usually poor people. That's why you see more of these places that you see big long lines wrapped around the corner and all that kind of stuff. It's mostly in poorer sections, working class areas where people don't make a whole lot of money. And you see these at these convenience stores. The only thing they sell is mostly liquor, cigarettes, beer. I guess that's all the same. Alcohol, stale food, stale overpriced groceries in food desert areas where there is no Kroger, Publix, any type of quality supermarkets, and it's going to be mostly in these little foreign people owned raggedy convenience stores that you see a lot of people shelling out money. Now, I'm not saying Quick Trip and all those places, they don't do the same thing, but from my observation, most people, they spend a lot of money at these stores, raggedy convenience stores that I used to market and merchandise when I worked at Crossmark and even when I did my other assignments, right around the same time when this big lottery frenzy goes on, all day, every day. I could go to 10 stores in one day doing my merchandising gigs, and there'll be more people in the middle of the day at these tables scratching off lottery tickets to the point where you see all the scratch off residue on the floor, garbage can filled up to the brim of lottery scratch off tickets, lottery papers, and all kind of crazy stuff. And this is like the middle of the day. I was like, okay, nobody's coming in just to buy gas and go immediately leave. They in there just, like it's a social club of playing scratch offs and lottery. Now, lottery scratch off tickets and people buying lottery during these frenzy moments, people tend to spend way more money than they have. Way more money than they have. And most of the time, they don't even have, they struggling financially. They struggling financially. They struggling to the point where they can't even improve on themselves to own a home. Now, to provide an education for the kids if they wanted to go to school. No, nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. So some people they give this analogy, and I know a lot of people just dropped off from the chat, dropped off from the views, but that's all right because you know what I'm talking about is true. You don't need to spend all your money like that to the point of you making yourself broke in order to play the lottery in hopes that you think you're gonna hit it. You know. Now, if you like to comment this and you come in the chat, please put a thumbs up. And I did set this channel for subscribers to send messages only. So if you're a subscriber, you can send a message. If not, then if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe because my channel is not um it's just basic various different topics, various different things that I talk about. So to me, you could go and play. Hey, Sally. Exactly. You win $20,000 from a $2 ticket. You don't need to spend $200 just to try to win whatever. You pay $2, fine. A dollar, whatever the game was. It only takes one. It only takes one ticket to win. So buying 100 tickets, 200 tickets, and spending all the money you got where you ain't got no money, that's the thing that really gets me. That's the thing that gets me. If you win, you won. If you get 10,000, whatever, $500 or whatever the case may be, that's fine. But don't come out and spend money that you don't have. Don't spend money you don't have, and then when it's time to pay the bills, you begging and looking for people to help you. And that's the thing that kills me. Now, it was always said that if you go to spend money, then you should have something like I ain't gonna say a budget because I don't want it to be to a point where spending unnecessary money should be part of a budget. Ooh, I'm gonna spend um $300, $200, $100 or even 50, or even 50. It all depends. It's relative what you make. It should not be any type of high percentage of your income coming to pay to play or gambling. Now, if you make um, $100,000 a year and you spend, say, maybe $50 here and there, no, well, minus taxes, of course, and say that you have all of your bills paid off, you still have money left over, you have a funded retirement plan, you have an emergency fund, and you know, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna take a casino trip, one of those bus trips where people could go on the weekends, and then you say, okay, and they give you like, I used to go on those little casino bus trips back in the day. Not to gamble. I went there because it was the fall season, right around October, November. Go to Tennessee and see those foliage, and um, it would go to O'Hara, and they give you like $20. Part of the bus trip, they'll give you like a $20 games piece or whatever, and buffet at the casino, and all. It was like a whole bunch of other things. It wasn't just to go there to gamble and casino at Harris, because usually when you go up to Tennessee, you know, you got a whole bunch of, you could walk. I'll be walking up and down in the town where we would go just to go to different shops, um, spend my little free $20 they give you to play at a Harris, and I would have, I would bring 25, $30 with me, and that's to cover any type of meals, lunch that I wanted to buy or whatever. And I would have my little free game piece and the little $30, 25, $30 or 20 if I, with me, and say, you know what? Once that $20 is spent, that is it. Now, fortunately, when I've gone to these little road trip casinos, I only went to two in the past, and I would usually come out with more money than I brought. I play that little slot machines, the little 10 cent, 25 cent, 5 cent little slot machines, and get all these coins and change. I was like, ooh, and I come out making, you know, double what I bought. If I had $20, I came out with $40, and I'd be like happy. Now that may not be like a lot of money. They might be like, girl, that ain't nothing. Because some people come in there to 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 hit the jackpot. You know, to hit the jackpot. They come up there thinking they're supposed to get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and think they're gonna hit the big jackpot. Even in those slot machines, those things are rigged. If you ask me, it's rigged. You know. So what I'm saying is that my objection to people paying the lottery is because most of the time it's broke folks. They live in the ghetto. They live in these little, they live in these communities where they don't have a whole bunch of things going on, and all these little businesses are run by Asian, Indian, Pakistani people, wherever they from, own these grocery stores. Not even grocery stores. They own these little convenience stores, and they just making all that money from the sales of the lottery, and they don't even keep up their store. It'll be raggedy, trash all up in the front of the store, you know, um, outdated name chips and snacks. You know, mm-mm, nope. I'm no, and I've seen they put the little advertisement in front of the window in the store. This lottery ticket, someone's bought, won $10,000, 50, whatever. They put their little winning signs in front of the store. And number one, you don't know how old is that sign? When was the last time somebody wanted that store? It'd be looking all dusty and old. and everything else. You don't even know when the last time someone even won, and it's not even guaranteed. It ain't guaranteed. You know, the person who's the representative for the lottery, they come there and they fill in the machine, fill in the lottery tickets and stuff, and all that kind of things like that. They go there and they make sure that the numbers that they give out to the store matches. I see someone who did that. They worked at the Georgia Lottery, and they was even at one point Georgia Lottery was hiring people, and you can't play if you work for Georgia Lottery. You are not allowed to play the lotto if you work for Georgia Lottery. You cannot. And don't try to think if you play and get the inside scoop, you think you're going to give it to somebody. They say, "Oh, I won, so you go ahead and claim it for and give me some money." There's a way they find out. I don't know how, but there's a way. So to me, my whole premise is this: do not spend money you do not have unless you have your finances in place. Now, everybody may not have a funded emergency fund. You know, emergency fund used to be, oh, save 3 months of emergency fund. Save $1,000 if you listen to Dave Ramsey. People say save $1,000 for an emergency, 3 months. In these economic times and situations, an emergency fund is not no 3 months of savings. An emergency fund is even a year minimum, in my opinion. A year savings of your basic living expenses is at least a year. Shoot, in some circumstances, it could even be 2, 3 years of emergency fund saved up just in case you lose your job or something happens to you financially, or you're not able to work and you have to take and you have to find a job. It's easy to find a job these days with all these places now hiring, but the level of pay is so low. $15. If you get $15, you might be lucky to get that unskilled, or so in the southeast it may be a $15 because minimum wage is like $7.50. So $15 looks good to some people, but $15 is not going to help you pay no bills. Not here in Atlanta, not Metro Atlanta, not in the outskirts. It won't. That's why people if you get $15 an hour as a job, you have to do a side gig, Uber, Lyft, food deliveries, or something. And the only reason why, or some kind of independent gig that you could do outside of your regular $15 per hour job. And if you, because in Atlanta, or in the South, oh, my ears are stuffy. To make, I ain't gonna say make decent money and you help pay your bills. The average pay, income wise, to pay rent of at least $1,200, you have to make at least minimum, at least a little bit over $20 an hour to pay your bills. You know, to pay your bills, you have to at least make at least 20, $21, 23 an hour to be comfortable to pay your bills. But the way how things are going now with prices and inflation and everything going up and going higher, $20 an hour is not going to cut it anymore, because the value of the dollar is not the same like it was 2 years ago, a year ago. It's not the same. So to me, for all those people, and I'm quite sure if I had left the house earlier today or this evening and I went to some of these convenience stores, I'm quite sure I would have gone up in there. It would have been a lot of people lined up paying $50, $20, 25, 30, 40, $50 in lottery tickets. And they got some raggedy looking car that they could maintain, or they live, they live in barely paycheck to paycheck. You can't live you cannot pay, you cannot live paycheck to paycheck and struggling and spending $50, whether that be a week, $200 a month, or if $50 a day or whatever. You can't afford to be paying no lottery ticket and spending all that money. I'd rather just, I'd rather have just go into my little bucket of change, pennies and quarters, and wrap that pennies up, wrap those little dimes and nickels that I've been saving, and say, you know what? I'm gonna buy me a ticket, and I'm gonna go right to this dang store with all these rolls of coins that I've been saving up in a bucket, and buy a lottery ticket and buy one. And that's it. Because it only takes one ticket. Hey, Colas. So you ain't gonna see me taking money out of my checking account or savings account to go and buy no lottery tickets. Now, if I have extra change, that's what, that's what, if you have extra loose change and coins in a bucket, which I do, I will show y'all, but I don't feel like getting up, showing y'all. And I sure would. I would sit there, wrap up $2 worth of change, pennies, quarters, and nickels, and I would go right to the and buy one ticket. I said, which one is the biggest lottery? I don't even know which one is what. Oh, it's the Powerball. It's the uh, Fantasy Five or whatever. I said, okay, that's what I want. And then I would either say, either I'll pick some numbers, whatever, or do a computer generator. It just depends if I feel like standing in line to buy one ticket. Other than that, or go to the machine and just say, you know what, oops, I got this one ticket and that's it. Now I didn't buy nothing today because I didn't leave the house, and I didn't know I didn't know the thing was tonight. So, but if no one gets it tonight, it'll roll over again, and it'll roll over again for the next few months. I mean, not few months, for the next few weeks or whatever. So, to me, my thing is this. If you go out there and play lottery tickets, do it to the point where it's not gonna cost you anything. It's not gonna cost you paying your light bill. It's not gonna cost you your rent money or mortgage or basic needs like food. Everybody spend money foolishly in some ways or another, whether it be buying food, you know, going out, eating out and stuff. And you said, and you could cook. But see, some people trade off. I had a coworker years ago. They was like, they don't cook. They said, you don't cook nothing, breakfast, you know. She buys everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything, every day she spent it. I was like, how much money you spending doing that? And she would spend like, I think she said it was like $50 a day. I was like, girl, you could have gone to the grocery store and cook. But the fact that she don't buy no groceries, and that's what she did. She ate out every day. She didn't buy no groceries. I said none, no kind of groceries, no milk, bread, cheese, something. And I argued with her that I said, you spending way more money doing that when you could actually cook. Now, don't get me on this eating healthy, and you could eat healthy and things like that, because you could go to the grocery store and still spend money unnecessarily on unhealthy things that's not needed either. So it's not about buying groceries equate to healthy, because buying groceries, you could be going in that inner lanes in the grocery store and picking up unnecessary stuff that you don't need to buy. You know, the box foods, whether it be cookies, whether it be canned, no, well, canned goods, if it's vegetables and stuff, but like canned things and frozen, pre-made items, Lunchables, things like that. That has a lot of salt content, very expensive. I don't know why people going crazy over they ain't got no more Lunchables. I'm like, what? Lunchable for kids. I said, shoot, I'll sit there and buy me some Ritz crackers, um, some lunch meats, some cheese, and make the Lunchable myself. I'd be like, oh, you get a little, you know, get a little thing, make some little stars with cheese and get lunch. Get even lunch meat is not healthy to be honest, but you can make your own Lunchables and buy a little one of those containers, and you make a pre-lunchable thing yourself. Get a box of Ritz crackers, put the crackers in there, 5 crackers, put a little um, you know, Ziploc bag of little snacks or whatever, and peanut butter and jelly sandwich or whatever child would eat, and put that thing in a homemade clear container and be like, boop, Lunchable. You ain't gotta buy the Lunchable just because they ain't got no more Lunchables at the supermarket. You know, man, you make your own Lunchables. I've never, ever in my life have bought no Lunchables of any sort. I was like, man, I could just buy, this every, the very same thing that's in these little Lunchable stuff and make my own meals and have many of snacks or Lunchables, make it myself. But the point I'm making with this former coworker who said she didn't go to the grocery store and she bought her food every day, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever. I don't know what it was. And I said that didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me. I said, why buy one meal that you could eat when you could buy several things and make many meals and servings with that? Even if she didn't cook, even if she did not cook, the amount of money that she spent doing that, she could have had one of those meal delivery services come. And this was when I was working at Verizon, so this was like in 2000 or whatever. But I said, if you didn't like to cook, she could have. It was a lot of things. It didn't make no sense to me. It made no sense to me. And can you imagine? This person probably still doing that. And $50 every day now, ain't no telling what the prices would be now with everything going up the way it is. So to me, with the way how this economy is, and people with high gas bill, high light bill, high everything, you go out there spending all your money on a lottery ticket. You only need is $2. You only need to buy is $2, and that's it. Now, the only people who are going to be affected is one, the Georgia lottery or the state lottery. They may not be getting that revenue money from these sales if people were to do that. But they know people don't do that. They know people. They know people is going to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every day. You know, those stores make money. Those raggedy convenience stores, CVS or whoever who sell lottery tickets, they get a certain. They make money too. They making they making money too. Because if you go into, because see, when I go to if I went to Publix right now, right up the street, well, it's closed now, but um, there would be people lined up to bid the lottery ticket. I don't understand why they lining up at the. I don't know why they lining up. There was a machine where you could just go in there and buy a ticket. People be lined up at the counter. That person who probably working at the counter right now at the Publix or Kroger's, they probably right now with this frenzy going on, they probably had to stand up there that whole day, this running that lottery machine, and probably can't even step away, or probably change out. It's all right, it's time for me to go home and somebody else take over. They probably doing that from all the way to time until that lottery machine is shut off and they get to take their break. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So my thing is this: please have your financial things in order before you spend your rent money, gas money, and all kind of things just to turn around when they announce who won. The probability of you winning is slim to none, and people gonna be being negative. Someone up there come up here talking about being negative just because I speak the truth. I don't need to spend all my money to try to come up with some hopes and dreams, because the only people who spend all that money like that in hopes is because they ain't got no money. The ones who spend all that money in lottery tickets usually don't have no money. They don't have no savings. They don't have no retirement plan. They don't have nothing going on. The ones who spend money like that, all that money, large sums of money, they usually don't have none. You don't see people with high income, financially sound, or financially literate, or people who got, you know, they things in order, or someone who's not aware. Someone, people, anyone who has, and I'm not even talking about you have to be rich not to play. I'm talking about a person who they say, you know what, I go to work, and they prioritize their family situations, pay their bills, um, provide for their children or whatever the case may be, um, have a sound budget, and save, and have their 401k in place, retirement plans, and things like that. They don't spend, people in that type of situation, they don't spend a lot of money on lottery. They are usually a person who pays once in a while, like two, like me. I don't make a whole lot of money. I don't make a whole lot of money. I know how to make my money work for me. I know how to hustle. I know how to come up with, you know what, if I don't have, you know, I work at Amazon and I have to work tomorrow night, so that's double time. So, and if I say, okay, let me go ahead and do these gig work assignments, and I have all these different options of making money by, say, okay, you know what, I need to, I need to make some extra money. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me do this. Let me do this, whatever the case may be. And then I would say, you know what, out of fun, let me go ahead and buy me one lottery ticket and be like, this one. Now I need to buy 2, 3, 5, 10. Nope, just one. And then when the lottery numbers come out, I'll look. Oh boy, look, I won me another dollar. It's like I always seem to win and get two numbers, and I say, okay, you could get, with a number. I always come back. I say, I want to cash out get my little $2, and that's it. And I look at it like a game. I look at it like, okay, now if I won and some miracle happened and I win some large sums of money, I'm gonna be like, ugh, I'll be happy just the same. If I was to win $1,000 or whatever, or $10,000 or whatever it is, I'll be just as happy and be just the same, and probably do the same thing that I've always done with my money. Of course, take care of all the taxes, do whatever, save a certain percentage in a savings, and spend the rest in terms of setting up my bills, and that's it. Now, if I was to win now let's suppose, but I'm not gonna be playing on I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of money on those tickets. Let's say I did win. Number one, I would not come forward that quickly. Number two, I would seek some legal advice, have something in place, have speak with financial managers, lawyers, whatever, because it's going to cost me money. It's going to cost me some way or another. And I do have some financial understanding, between annuity and taking one lump sum and the tax implications. So I know how to do that. I understand that concept myself. So I will weigh out all the options. Do I take a lump sum? Do I take an annuity, or do I take it? No, do I take one lump sum, or do I take an annuity and pay me out in a matter of 50 years or 20, or 25 years? You don't have to take all that. You don't have, if you win a lottery, you don't have to take all that money at one time. You get taxed on that money, and they'll take out whatever the taxes are up front, and then you get different. You get the difference. But even if you put that money in a savings account or a special type of account, and whatever interest you earn, you have to spend. You have to pay taxes on that interest that you earned. Now, I would, if I want it big like that, and it depends on the amount. I'm not talking about a few $1,000s. I'm talking about it was a few millions of dollars. I would have it set up in such a way of what I need to do. I have everything in place. Then I would go forward. In Georgia, some states you don't have to reveal who you are. In Georgia, you have to state who you are. I would make sure I have myself protected, because let me tell you, people will come out the woodwork. Not that so much they'll be begging for your money, but people will, of course, there's maybe family members, they be like, oh, if they found out, you know, some people may come forward and be like, I don't know. It depends on the family members. I don't think anybody in my family be like, oh, can you give me, can you loan me? Can you, first of all, ain't gonna be no loan, because number one, you ain't gonna be able to pay it back. So it ain't gonna be no loan. Now, you gift money, maybe some people may expect that you're supposed to gift them some money, but it's headaches. It's headaches. It's a headache. So I don't know. But like I said, what I would do, I'll make sure I have everything in the background in order, and look at my options of either taking a lump sum or annuity, and ask all the questions about, well, what happens if, and have, when you come across large sum of money like that, you got to have an estate. You got to have, I would, you have to update your, you know, financials, wills, trusts, started trust accounts, all kind of stuff. If you don't do none of that things, if you want that big money and you don't do none of those things, see, that's why people in the past who won that lottery for years, even documentaries, reports, and news reports has been written about people who, for years, from the time I was in the 80s, when I was in high school and living in New York, and I had that big fat white man with the white suit. I won the New York State Lottery from Hat Man. I don't know if anyone remembers. If you're from New York, you remember New York Post. I told this story before. I said this last week. But, they wrote a movie. They did a movie with Rosa Perez and what's his name? You know that movie. They wrote about the lottery and the wife and the diner. He was a police officer. Nicolas Cage. That's who. That was a true story. That thing went in court. That thing held up in court for years. By the time that case finally settled, man, the only people who made out with that money was the lawyers. All the fees that had to be paid. Ain't none. All that was aggravation. Won the money is to turn around and had it all spent up with lawyers and fees and everything else. Mm-mm. And that other black lady who bailed out the fiance, he was the boyfriend. Fiance bailed him out millions of dollars in a bail, and the church tried to sue her because they said they had helped her out when she needed help, and then they were trying to sue her for tithes and offerings, because they felt they should have got the tithes and offerings from her winnings. She lived up there in North Carolina. I mean, see, if you have all that stuff in place before you come forward, and how you going to deal with that money that you won financially, that's how you manage. But if you never manage your own, if you can't manage $50 or $100, or you can't manage your daily paycheck every week, and you blow it, you're going to blow it the same way if you won. The way you manage money when you have little is the same way you're going to manage it if you got a lot. Your habits are not going to change. You're not going to do anything better. If you're a person who, you're not going to suddenly change your mindset financially and how you're going to handle money. You're going to spend that money just like you spent everything else. You get your paycheck, and you every time you're struggling to pay bills after bills after bills, you're gonna still struggle, because all you're gonna do is magnify what you got, rather than you having an old rather than you having an old clunker Toyota, and you just gonna turn around and buy. Let me see. Mercedes or something. You'll turn around, or whatever. You're just gonna buy a way more expensive vehicle. Now let me take that back. That's not a good analogy. If you were a person who put expensive rims or spend all your money unnecessarily on materialism, and you put all your money in cars and vehicles and everything else, and you drive it around with a souped up car, with $10,000 worth of rims on your vehicle, you're gonna turn around and say, "Ooh, I got this money." You're gonna turn around and buy a Hummer and put just as much money in that, just like you do if you had no money, and that money be gone. It says that most people who win the lottery, most people end up back to where they were within 5 years. Within 5 years. Now, that's true, and that's not being negative either. That's not being negative. That's not being, "Oh, you hater." People always quick to call somebody a hater when someone makes truth. Well, you can't win if you don't spend. That don't mean if you don't buy, you can't win. You gotta play to win. That's what it is. Play to win. But play to win don't mean you spend all your rent money, your gas bill money, and everything else, and then get on YouTube talking about, "Oh, the rent check money order flew out the box. I went putting my rent money in the box and it flew away," and then get on YouTube dry begging for cash apps money, and tell people this little sad ass story. "I ain't got no money, no rent money." I mean, I heard someone did a video, and I ain't gonna tell you who I heard it from, because me and someone else, we talked about this a couple years ago when we heard that foolishness. I said, "Man, that person is lying through their teeth." Talk about the rent. How you get a money order and claim you put it in the mailbox in the money order flew out the mailbox, and you lost the check. A money order, not even a check. I was like, who does that? Who says that? And then people getting on people on there, giving that person money, coming with that little lie. I said, that's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. If you bought, anyone knew, if you bought a money order, you will have a copy of the slip of the money order And if that money order was and it was written out to wherever or whomever, the apartment agency, and you lost it and no one cashed it, you just go back to the place and they'll do a trace of the money order. People be just people be just saying all kind of stupid stuff and get on YouTube and they be, habitual gambler, doing that crazy mess with the lottery tickets. Nope. I'm sorry. This time and age of things going on, don't spend all your money. Don't do all that. There's no reason to spend all of your money on a lottery ticket. Just buy $1 or $2 ticket, whatever the cost is. That's it. Maybe $5. Maybe $5. But I could tell you, at least be $5 worth of loose change that's in a bucket or something, and just go up to the store and say, "Here you go." They'll take coins. They've been a coin shortage for the last over a year now. I'm quite sure they'd be real glad to take those nickels and dimes and pennies and quarters, and and that's money just the same. They'd be like, "Oops," because some of these stores they barely got change and coins to give, and they even have a sign: coin shortage, national coin shortage. My mother always tell me, just as, "Oh, you save your change because when times get hard, you have your change." And we talked up and she told me about that. I've been saved change. I usually wrap them up and go to the bank and they deposit it. So I was looking at my change bucket today. I was like, "Oops, it's almost time for me to wrap these change and pennies up and go to the bank." And I've done it every year. I would have at least $80, $90 worth of change wrapped up. By the time I finish, I was like, "Ooh, I didn't know I had this much." And now they have a national coin shortage. If I want to buy a little trivial stuff, because that's all that is, that's all those lottery tickets is. It's trivial. And I'll say, "You know what? Let me go ahead and buy me something with this little loose change I got." And then that's it. And walk off. Keep it in my pocket and walk off. You know? But just to iterate, if you ain't got your bills paid and you struggling all the time and you struggling, don't spend all your money. Waiting for mobile. What? I don't understand what you're saying. Who's mobile answer? So, oh, T-Mobile. Oh Lord, T-Mobile. What's going? You know they had a Facebook, um, WhatsApp app, and what's the other one? Instagram had a major outage today. They said it was a major outage today. That was like big news. I was like, good grief. Man, that's a scary moment. Not to say about Facebook and stuff, because I don't be on Facebook like that and Instagram and all that stuff, but good God, what's going on? That's why I say I can't wait to start learning. Oh shoot, you're gonna be waiting forever. You might as well go on the chat. You might as well, what happened? Why you gotta call T-Mobile? But people need to pay their bills and stop buying low. Exactly. Pay your bills and settle your obligations first before you standing in these little raggedy convenience stores spending money that you don't have. All that money. I'm like, that'll make no sense. None. Makes no sense. And I'm quite sure the people who won okay. You sure you didn't turn it up? Turn up the you sure you didn't turn up the because I need me a new phone, but see, until this phone meet its last hurrah, then that's when I'm gonna buy me another phone. I wanted to buy me a new phone, but I said no, I'm gonna wait. I just this phone just got paid off with that stupid lease programs they have with these wireless companies now. You could lease the phone and then you could trade up for another one. And I was like, or you could keep the phone and buy it out outright. They want thousands of dollars and stuff for these phones. And they talk about if I trade in this phone that I just paid off through that lease option thing they got going on. Um, they want you to exchange a phone that I own outright to get a 12, no, the 13, Apple 13, no, iPhone 13. I was like, what's the catch? And then you still paying the monthly plan data service. Oh, my ears are popping. Is just it's gonna be 80 something dollars. AT&T. I said, how much is that? Well, we give you a free phone. Da, da, da. How much and how much is it for the unlimited data plan and everything else? Because I have to, it's like 90 something dollars a month, almost $100 a month. I was like, y'all crazy. So my bill will be going right back down to 60 something dollars a month because this thing got paid off last month because the thing ended in September 20th. So when I get my bill with Sprint, it should be 60 something dollars a month. And then they got the nerve. I said, what about the corporate discount? They stopped doing that. Not just T-Mobile and Sprint, but AT&T, all of them. They used to have like a corporate discount. You get 25% off if you work for certain companies. They don't even do that no more. I said, where's my, I had these corporate discounts for years. And y'all know I worked at Sprint. I worked at Sprint years ago as an employee. And then when I worked with that raggedy CGS, CGS is the one that has customer service and you call them on the phone or you got to go in the chat. You'll be waiting forever for someone to pick up that phone because you really would. They ain't picking up that phone anytime soon. Ooh, I hate all of them are like that. AT&T. The AT&T got the nerve to have we not hiring customer service. I said, nope. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep going for these customer service jobs talking about they paying between um, $14 an hour to $16. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. And then T-Mobile's hiring for people to work at the store. They had saw the ad a couple of days ago. I said, nope. I worked at retail in the wireless industry for years. Prior to working for the IRS and the government, it was years that I worked at the wireless industry. I said, nope, not in no customer service, not working in no retail store. I will go back to T-Mobile and apply for the web software developer, those high-end jobs. I mean, those high-end careers. I'm not doing that. I ain't falling for that. I mean, I wasted too many years doing that. So let me apply for customer service, just to get frustrated and get frustrated, be on the phone. People be arguing and, they be waiting on the phone forever. And then when you finally speak to them on the phone, they want to, my fucking phone don't work. And they, carry on and about the bill. Nope. I rather deal with stress doing a software developer, engineer, once I complete this program and start studying. Every day I'm studying. Every day. Trust me. Nope. No. And they don't even have the corporate discounts anymore. And that's for all of them. It ain't just T-Mobile, Sprint. Because, Sprint, T-Mobile bought Sprint. Nope. They want to take it out on you. You could develop so much tactics to how to diffuse the customer. All these little customer service jobs, they all say the same thing. You use the whatever method to diffuse the customer. You can't take it personal. But when you're sitting there all day on the phone, having people up in your ears, that's too much. I know it's not about taking it personal. It ain't about they cursing me. Oh, I know this person. It's about hearing that all day, every day. it's too much. It's too stressful to be sitting on the phone. And because people don't realize you have matrix you got to meet, talk time, handle time. God forbid if they got to do a survey, you got to get a certain score of a survey. I said, that's one thing I didn't like about Wayfair. That is one of the things I did not care about Wayfair. I said, y'all people sit up here angry because they didn't get that cheap ass stuff from China for Christmas, and they didn't get this by Christmas, and you could tell them everything in the world and apologize, and you may take a survey, and then the survey is not even reflective of what you did. They looking at it on the company. If they hang up and don't do the survey, that's fine. But even then, like even that TurboTax, they used to promote that survey. I said, "Dude, let's try like dry begging." I said, "I'm gonna tell them about the survey and that's it." But some people, but just turn around. Now I realize, regardless of what people may think about the survey, or they don't do the survey, or they don't give you a good survey, somebody wrote a good survey for me. TurboTax series was excellent, but then you don't even give me a 10. You gave me a 7 or 8 because and then you say that it's because of the issue you had with TurboTax or T-Mobile or whatever. I mean, people be writing stuff, but the writing that they say do not correlate to the score they give you. The only reason people who knows about surveys and all that stuff is people who work in customer service. They know how it works. But then there's some people, they don't know. They will still give you a lower, they will not give you a perfect 10, even though they wrote 10. How you write, I'm gonna give the price a 10, but I'm gonna give this a 9 because the company, I said the service, and then you try to tell people, and I ain't trying to get on the phone and be hanging. I be trying to get off the phone. I ain't got time to explain. All right now, this survey's about me. Please don't, rate it on. I was like, that don't make any sense. My manager, she buck tooth, so she had no teeth in her mouth. She used to say people that do say that. I was like, that's too much. No, not TurboTax. They didn't, because I had more higher 10s than I had. I had a jackass. They wrote 0. And I gave you the right answer. You don't give it 0 because you're a smart ass know it all. And they'll look at it and they'll be like, people be just, you give them the right information, they still want to argue. They still want to act a fool. So I never got no zeros. Like I got maybe 2 since I was working there last tax season. But I didn't have enough people who took the survey. That was the problem. You ain't got enough people taking the survey. That kind of messed up my little bonus too. But it turned around. It all worked out. I still end up getting that almost $1,800. I didn't get $200 because of the survey. Other than that, I wasn't fretting about it. I had got so many gift cards and so many overtime and all that stuff. I said, shoot, by the time I get my W-2 for taxes to next year, I probably made more in those 4 months than I would have made the whole year. Not almost the whole year. Exactly. And then I'm gonna tell the story about what happened with the credit card, with the bank. I used to bank with Capital One. I had my account when it was ING, Capital One for years. For years, I probably had about close to $250,000 in that online bank in the years that I've been with them. Those dumb motherfuckers close my account. I get up one morning. I said, let me check my balance. I saw 0. I said, I was freaking out. I couldn't sleep that whole entire night. I was like, first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock, they talking about they closed my account and they're going to mail me my check of my deposit, my money of my bank account in the mail. And then I had the check, went to Bank of America. They hold the check. We got to hold the check. I said, this is held on another bank. Why y'all holding a check for a week for $18,000+ you holding a check because of the amount? I was like, you know what? This is on another bank. You can verify. These banks now, are having too many issues. And this thing with the Facebook and Instagram, somebody, it's a several people on YouTube, they were saying, don't keep your money in the bank. And I'm gonna make one other point too in a minute. And that people are not aware of what they're gonna be doing if they pass it, but see it's under radar. Some people say don't keep money in the bank because if some glitch happened and you don't have access to your money, they were saying they were banks. I don't know. I think it would say California and some of these smaller banks I never heard of. People couldn't access their money. They'll go to the bank and they can't get the money. I was like, what? I wish Bank of America would go through some bull crap like that. Or Wells Fargo. I would be, ooh. So I don't know. They saying it, they said people, I don't know. Is it people on YouTube? They're talking about don't put your money in the bank. I was like, well, how are you supposed to put your money in? Yeah, I could see that happening, but I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citibank, whatever, those big banks like that they have security measures in place where that doesn't happen. So I don't know. That it could happen. And it's happening. It is happening. But yeah, that's what that damn and then they got the nerve to keep my credit card open. I said, okay, y'all keep the credit, but I said, I was banking with them for years when it was ING, when it was paying 2 point something percent interest rate. Then it went down to 1 point something. Now it's point. I said, first of all, the interest money that you're paying, it was dropped. It was do do do. I had that account for years. So you would never, ever see me, and they would not let, I was like, whatever. I'm saying, I can't wait till y'all go under. And they would trust me. Hmm. Trust and believe. Washington Mutual used to, see, I used to have an account. Washington Mutual used to be around. And Washington Mutual, they used to hold you go to the bank and you make a deposit, a cash deposit. It used to take them days to process. How you take days to process cash? And this was during the time that bank went under. That bank got bought out by, it used to be, see, Wells Fargo, they used to be like First Union. It was several banks. Other banks been bought out and stuff. I just can't remember. I know Washington Mutual went under, and this was several years ago. I don't know. Like I said, these financial times that we going through or whatever, ain't no way, no how. And I'm going right back to my original topic. Like I said I was gonna stay on topic. Don't spend all your money on no foolishness on lottery. Don't don't do it. These financial times are too unstable at times. It's too unstable. It's too much going on. Ooh, my hair look like a mess. It's too much going on to to be spending unnecessary money that people don't have, especially broke black folks. Broke black people, we ain't got no options like that. Not we, because I ain't put myself in there being broke, but we ain't got no. And I say it purposely like that. I know I'm not. It's not grammatically correct. I'm saying it just like that. We ain't got no money to be wasting on foolishness. You know, you don't see other people doing that. You see white folks, poor white trash people doing that. But you don't see Asian, Indian people. They own the stores, making the money, selling the lottery tickets. But you don't see them spending all their money on lottery tickets. They own the raggedy convenience store at the corner in the hood. I don't know I know what you're talking about. I don't follow that. That's dumb. I know you're talking about in some Jamaican cultures and Caribbean cultures, jitsu. What they call that? It's something they call it. I heard that someone told me about that, and I was like, I said, I'm not giving my money to a bunch of strangers and hoping that you get it back in some kind of nope. Unless you're talking about establishing a credit union or an investment fund where you could join investment funds and people, you can have a group of people, they do investment fund or real estate investing. But that little crap thing that I've been hearing for years, nope, 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 nope. Unless you're putting all your money in a fund, yeah, but money circulates anyway. Money money circulates anyway. But this little thing that I've been hearing people do, mm-mm. I heard someone tell me that they were trying to tell me that a year ago when they came to visit me. They were telling me about that, and I was like, I gave my money $50, and I'm supposed to do. And I said, but nope. Sound like a scam, and it's always been a scam. Multi-level marketing and all these little money scams and stuff. People been doing that for years, years. Why don't you just start an investment club? If I wanted to do an investment club with y'all, I say, okay, I got this. Let's open and do an investment club, and we all could buy. Um, we could all put in money and buy real estate and get 12% return on the real estate. Then that makes sense. Yeah, Primerica selling term insurance. Now I did that Primerica and got into that. I had 5 people, 6 people signed up to get insurance, and the person who I was under, I didn't see none of that money. I said, "You mean to tell me I went there and got all these clients, people who trusted me, and they wasn't even relatives. It was people who that I was talking to and stuff." And I explained to them the term insurance because insurance is real. You could sell insurance because you have to be registered with your insurance license and registered with the state insurance commissioner or whatever. But it was the way that they was doing it that made it so. But all that little stuff, if you want to pool your money together with a bunch of people, make it so that you're doing an investment. Make it so that you're buying stocks, real estate, and you're doing it as a group. And then everybody have a financial statement and say, here's the financial statement. Everybody gets a schedule K1. And you say, okay, this, a schedule K1 if you're doing, yeah, some dumb stuff. But like I said, people fall for the okey doke on things. And like I said, the lottery, they're nothing but a okey doke. You know, that's all that is. And that's my opinion on that. So whoever wins, if someone wins tonight or whatever, if they don't, it'll roll over. Maybe I'll buy me one little ticket, and that's it. I'll buy one. If it's $2, I say okay, that's it. 1 in 300 million chances, and as this thing keeps rolling over, that number keeps piling up. And I still haven't heard about the people who won the last lottery ticket. It was somewhere in Ohio or somewhere. Matter of fact, the last time a bunch of people had won, they said it was like 5, 6, something like that. I don't remember. I mean, it was more than one person. It was several people. Several tickets were sold, but then several people won. Some people won $1 million. They got all numbers except for whatever, and they got the Powerball number. Some people won $10. I won $2. Yep, I won $2. So by the time you factor in all the people who won the little prizes, the in between prizes, money, the big ones like millions of dollars, they subtract that. If it was $200 million and someone won, that 200 million is divided amongst who won, but then the money on the other money is adjusted. So you don't get the whole 200 million. You get 200 million divided by the number of people who won, minus all the little trivial monies that people won from that. So If it's 200 million and say 10 million people, not 10 million, say 10 million prizes was won from it, it's subtracted from that. And then, of course, it's divided up. So that's just an estimate. So when they put estimate, that's just an estimate. So all that thing is factored in. All that is factored in. So, I mean, it only takes $1. That's it. I should make me a t-shirt and sell it. Man, the IRS going to take at least 30-40%. And God forbid, you got to pay the capital gains tax on top of that. And that's not even the state. You got to pay state income tax too. If you live in a state that you pay state income tax, you pay 40% comes out. Then the state tax. But before you pay all those taxes and stuff coming out, and you got to set up an account and all the other stuff, trust me, there's a whole lot of things involved in that people don't, just like it's just like one of those prizes on The Price is Right or those game shows. People be all excited and stuff. Oh my God, I won 2 cars and 10 vacations, and then the TV turn off. Bloop, they take you in the office, and they say, okay, here's the taxes on all the prizes you won. And and you be like looking at that thing, and you don't even opt to take it. You're like, nope, I don't want it. It was a coworker at the IRS. They was on The Price is Right, and they won a lot of prizes on that Price is Right. Went up there and got all that money and prizes and stuff. Man, they didn't even take those prizes. See, they don't tell you that. They don't tell people that. When they come up there and they say you won this, that, this, and whatever, ever, they have to withhold the taxes from those prizes. They value what the prices are and the money, and they withhold a certain percentage for taxes. And that's just the federal. They ain't even get to the state yet. So by the time it's all said and done, just like people who win the prizes, say they won all those prizes, most people don't even take all those prizes. They were like, what? I got to pay how much? Say you won prizes and cars and stuff. They say, oh, here's your tax. And if you ain't got enough money in the taxes you pay throughout the year, that's coming out, and darn well, most of those prizes, those big prizes, ain't nobody got the money to pay it. They're like, nope, you keep it. Just like the cars. People win the cars. They win the car, right? They live in another state. I was reading something. Who was that? Who was it? They won the car, and it was so much trouble getting that car registered to the state where they lived, because you got to pay taxes on that car, right? And it was so much trouble. I was like, it was not worth it. I was like, what? See, I knew about the tax implications, but when it came about when people win those cars, they really, yeah. You in California, you live in another state. Where you from? I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. And you go out there on vacation to go to California to go to Price is Right, and you get chosen. You win a car. You want a boat or a car and all that little stupid stuff. Man, the registration is not even easy. I was reading it. I was like, what? Nope. It was not that easy. I'm telling you, everything you see on TV, it ain't always good when you look at it. Behind doors is a whole different story. That coworker run all that money and prizes and stuff. They didn't take all those prizes. They would decline. They were like, nope. And you working at the IRS too? Shoot, it wasn't hard for them to understand. I was like, dang. I'd rather been one of the losers and be like, okay, Teresa, you won $1,200. Thank you. And I would have been happy. I would have walked off because I would have been a whole lot better position to win the $1,200 or $2,000 and then to be the big winner and have to win all those prizes. Shoot, man, y'all better know. Exactly. $200 million paying for everybody's trips, and he promised to pay his entire block rent, and they took him to court. See, don't say stuff that you ain't gonna do. Don't come on here. I'm gonna treat you to, because you know what? You put it on social media and you have it digital. All somebody gotta do is come on back, replay it. This person promised me, and you got it in writing in a chat. You got it on video. That's why I told some dumb people on YouTube, stop flashing your money every week. Look what I made on. Look what I did on Uber, and every week you showing your money. Shoot, no. See, you can't see. That's what I'm saying, and that goes to another point. Broke people don't buy no lottery tickets that you can't afford to pay your regular bills. The next thing is understand your obligations and tax obligations and realize people be coming after you. People be coming after you and all kind of crazy stuff. So many people have gone to court. Some people said they wish they burned the ticket. So many people said that. They wish they burned their lottery ticket. Oh, my hair look like a mess. Some people be wishing they never won. They said it's a curse. I remember when people put their location. Well, I'm telling you, some people they said they wish they burnt the lottery ticket. The lottery curse. They even have a book about the lottery. It's a book, you know, and it's not based on people who won the lottery. It's an actual book. Well, that's what I'm saying. All those stuff comes into play when you win. You gotta do you gotta do things before you come forward and have all those stuff in place. Have all those things in place. Whoever win this big lottery, whoever win this lottery, if it's a group of people or whatever, you better make sure that you take 5 months, 6 months to get your stuff in order before you come forward and do anything. Yeah, you need a lawyer, not an accountant. You hire one of those accounting firms, not no individual small little person, like I got a tax business, a accounting firm. It's not an accounting, it's not an accountant, it's a financial consultant, not a planner, not somebody who's gonna tell you, oh, buy this investments, buy this and that. You just have to speak with you got to go with a financial consultant, tax attorneys. It's not so much an accountant. You need an attorney, not an accountant. You need a tax account. You need a tax attorney. That's how you need to. You need to go with a specialist who handles high, an attorney. It's not an accountant. An accountant, they will not someone who does taxes only, because most people, that's why it be killing me. Some people here on YouTube, they be like, you a gig worker doing Uber, Lyft, whatever. My accountant does. No, an accountant does not do, that's not what an accountant does. They don't do yearly tax returns. They handle more of business aspects like filing more complex tax obligations and things of that nature. Most people, all y'all who come on here talking about, with these gig work jobs, you have a tax preparer. I'm a tax expert, tax consultant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a financial planner. I don't have a license. I don't have a series 60 something license or whatever. So now there are some people on YouTube. They are um licensed financial planners with a series 63, and there are some other series license. There are some other licenses, and they are a CPA. But most CPAs, certified public accountants, they handle more people with business, not no regular person who file one tax return every year and this and that. You could do, to be honest, if you just have a W-2, you could just go and get TurboTax and just go online, type in the information, fill out fill it out, take a picture with your phone. They could, and then boom, you got a simple, you got your tax return done. Now, if you don't want to do it, hire me next year. I'll do it. If you got a simple return and you need help and you don't have access to a computer or you don't know computers or nothing, I'll charge you $100 to do it. If you are Schedule C, A, and you have complex small business, I'll charge $300. And that's cheap because let me tell you, H&R Block and Jackson Hewitt and all those other places, they charge, last year it was $500, and they're gonna go up just like everything else is going up. They're gonna go up. So I'm just telling y'all. I don't know. What do you mean get back? I don't know. I can't answer that question. You pay taxes based on how much money you made in income and how much you paid throughout the year. Your refund is nothing more than an overpayment in tax. So you can't answer for a single person. Somebody who made $10,000 a whole year and a single person versus a single person who made 6-7 figures, that's different. It's about their taxes. Tax planning is more to do with what you do throughout the year, not just a simple return. See, I'm trying to focus more on, what are you talking about, Romeo? That doesn't make any sense what you just wrote. There is no tax licensure in your state. There is no such thing as a tax licensures. If you do filing federal tax returns, you don't need a license to be licensed. Either you're a CPA, certified public accountant, you take the test to be a certified public accountant in your state, and it's not cheaper. See, that's what I be talking about. Doing a tax return does not require any type of license. The only one who's licensed is either one, a CPA, certified public accountant, or you are a attorney who focuses on business. H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, TurboTax, whatever. When people who are tax preparers, you don't have to have a license to be a tax preparer. You could be an enrolled agent where you represent people if they have to represent to the IRS. If somebody need to be represented by the IRS and you need to, you get an enrolled agent. You don't have to be licensed to do taxes. I'm not talking about the regular, I ain't talking about everyday folks that when come December 31st, January 1st, they looking for a refund. Don't be looking for no refund this year, y'all. If you're getting a refund, it's not gonna be as big as people think it's gonna be. So just to let y'all know, just to let y'all know. See, people thinking they're gonna get all this, oh my God, I'm getting a big no. A refund is nothing more than overtax what you paid in your tax withholdings throughout a year. What are you talking about? I have seen a lot of small business now. I don't know what you're writing. That doesn't make any sense. Whether you're a big business, small business, it's all how you keep track of your records when it comes to filing. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. That's not my topic. What I'm talking about with the lottery. So even though I went to a different route, that's not what I'm speaking of. So all I'm saying, just to wrap this up, because I'm going up to this, I'm ending this stream. You go out there and buy lottery tickets, whether it be scratch offs, whether it be pick five or whatever, Powerball. You ain't got your bills paid. You ain't got no emergency fund. I don't know. Goals, I do not know. Don't spend all your money on no lottery tickets. Don't do it. If you want to pay, if you want to play the lottery, go ahead and try to scrunch up some change in a bucket that you keep loose change throughout the year and do that. And even then, I wouldn't even use my spare little change. Not all of it. I'll wrap those nickels and dimes and pennies and quarters. And, if I'm so fortunate to have like $100 worth of stuff, I said, shoot, spend it on something that you need. I can't see myself waking up in the morning, have $50, $100, and none of those tickets won. I'll be like, not one. I'm like, dang. It's different if they say, well, we'll give you $1 for every ticket that you lose. At least give you back something, 50 cents, but something. But if you ain't getting nothing, all you could do with those losing tickets, if you itemize and do a Schedule A, you could claim the lottery losses on your taxes. And that's another tax tip I'm going to give y'all. Going to the corner store to buy more tickets and cigarettes. And exactly. All those little hood rat, raggedy convenience stores. That's all they be selling. Malt liquor, tickets, and cigarettes. You know, making all that money. And people be lined up. Nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ain't no way. No way, no how. I just can't. I can't see knowing that I just paid my mortgage before I came online. Pay my little mortgage. Wait before I came online. I'm not gonna spend unless I have my stuff in order. Pay all the gas bill, light bill, telephone bill, or cell phone. Buy groceries. Unless I have all that in order, in place, and together, then I say, okay, let me go and bring myself with my little bucket of change, wrap that little nickels and dimes and nickels and quarters, and say, oh, I got $2. Let me get what's the big lottery thing today? It's the Powerball. All right, let me get one of those. Maybe I play a number. Maybe I choose my own numbers. Do a little, do. That's it. That's it. That is it. I'm not. I refuse. Now that's your choice. If you wish to spend money that you don't have, but don't come on YouTube making YouTube videos dry begging. Or they get these new iPhones and uh, don't pay their rent. Exactly. You know that rent moratorium thing ended last month in September. That thing ended in September. These courts has been backed up for so long that they starting to roll out these evictions. They have people right now. I'm reading on CNN about they got evicted. All upon. I was like, you ain't pay your rent in a year and a half, and then you coming on here talking about you getting evicted. I ain't pay no rent. Nope. They had all that money. They got that. Some lady in my is getting evicted. What? See, she about to use that $1,600 to call somebody and about to call someone to get some sense too. That's what she need to be calling. I mean, ain't nobody trying to be mean and people like, people circumstances. No. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. If you have kids, especially if you have kids, that's the more that's the that's your main obligation and responsibility is make sure you have the basic things and taking care of your business. But when you go out there spending money like that, it's hard for people to feel sympathy because at least if someone's trying and you working and you know um and you doing the best you can, at least someone will bless you. God can't bless you if you can't. God cannot bless you if you squandering in the money. But when she got the stimulus money, she went to the Gucci store and got her kids one piece of clothing from Gucci. Gucci, what? And it's probably not even real Gucci, probably fake Gucci. You know how people be going to little corner stores, they be selling that imitation Gucci and they be buying it and they're not even real. How you gonna buy fake Gucci? That's just ridiculous. I had to argue with somebody about that too. I said, why would I want to spend on a fake Gucci $200 on something fake when I could buy, rather than buying the real thing, authentic, and know it could hold its value and you could resell it and make more money. That there's places that you could they buy your real named brand items, Prada, whatever, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. If you have a real authentic, you could those things hold its value and sometimes you can make more money because say you had um a Prada bag or whatever and you had it for 10 years and of course you're gonna keep it in pristine condition. It's not if they don't make that anymore. They don't make that certain edition. That thing increase in value. You could turn around and say, I got a 10-year-old Gucci, real Gucci or real Prada or Louis Vuitton, and you could turn around and sell it. And you get more money than what you paid for. If you bought a bag 10 years ago and it was $300, ain't no 300. I'm just giving an example because I don't know. It's $300 that you bought from 10 years ago, or say 20 years ago, it was $150. And you kept that thing in pristine condition. And years later, you turn around and have this bag, and you say, "Oh, I got a 1995 Gucci, whatever, Louis Vuitton, whatever." It's worth more money because it's worth more money now. Just like I know for a fact, my grandmother, my aunt, and my cousin, they bought my grandmother, um, what they bought her? Prada, one of those bags, one of those expensive handbags. I know she had it for years, and my aunt told my grandmother, um, that's a such and such. You don't put it on the floor. This is expensive. She made it. She was trying to make a real big point that that bag was expensive, and she bought that bag years ago as a gift. I know my grandmother probably still got it. I know, God forbid, one day something happened to my grandmother, and it's time to get rid of, shoe. People gonna have to inherit some of those stuff. I wouldn't be giving that to the Goodwill. Oh, let's go to the Goodwill and get no. We gonna go through all those that handbags. You know, somebody will get it. Somebody will get it. Maybe my aunt will take it back. My grandmother passed and stuff. Maybe because she knows she bought it, she could probably say, oh, you don't just throw stuff away. You cannot just throw things away. That's why you can't buy cheap. Don't buy cheap Prada and Gucci and Louis Vuitton. Don't buy cheap imitation. That thing ain't worth it. People like, what? You'd be crazy. I would never. You're gonna buy something, buy something real. If you buy imitate, remember New York? You remember Colas in New York back in those little Korean stores? They used to sell those fake Louis Vuitton portfolio, fake Louis Vuitton belt, hat. You know damn well Louis Vuitton ain't made no damn baseball hat, and they ain't made no damn belt, and they did not make the little portfolios. Remember the little cheap? It was so. Ooh, the things were so cheap. They'll be all up there hanging on the hanging on outside, and be those things were so cheap. You look at that. It's just like, ugh. Looking at the leather make you scratchy, make you itch. Those things are so fake. People be walking around New York, with that little fake Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Damn well they ain't made no belt, and they ain't made no baseball cap. Ooh, that be so cheap. See stuff like that. That thing be ended up right up in the Goodwill, and it ain't real. You know that thing ain't be real. Shoot. You look at some of those things and be but see, there's no license. There's no restrictions on stuff like that. But all right. I've been on here for an hour and 42 minutes. And I gotta work tomorrow at Amazon. It's mandatory overtime. It is mandatory overtime. So remember when I took off those 2 days when I left early for VTO? And when I took off early for VTO, see now I can make it up this coming week by working tomorrow because it is mandatory. So it's not like you have a choice. But it's gonna be from 6 p.m. until 4 in the morning. So hopefully, maybe working a 10-hour day makes a big difference. I don't know. But knowing them, they probably say work 6 to 10, then go to lunch for 30 minutes. And then I guess we get a break. Well, Friday is my regular work day. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, let me tell you. That's another thing I read. Amazon is starting their Black Friday early. I think they said this week. I didn't read it. I didn't click on it. So, oops, dang it. So, they said that Black Friday, like after Thanksgiving and um, whatever, that a lot of stores and a lot of places are not having it anymore. They're canceling it because it's those shortages. Now Amazon has its own ways of handling its logistics, but they said they're doing it early. So because they said by Black Friday and all those specials, they're not gonna have it. So they're doing it early. Yep, they doing it early. Remember the video I showed y'all when I was in Lowe's and they had the Christmas stuff and the Halloween things at the same time. I was like, look at this, y'all. They skipped Thanksgiving and they went straight to Christmas and Halloween. So, and that was also at Sam's Club that I saw it at too. So, Amazon is having their Black Friday early. I think they said this week. I want to say they said this week. I didn't click on to read it, but I think they said it was starting this week. It's early. So, in a lot of stores, they can't do the Black Friday because they're not going to have the products. They're not going to have the items. There's a shortage of electronics and all kind of stuff. Even retail and clothing. They said because all those places in China. That's what it was. China is having electrical issues, blackouts. So rather than the factories being open 7 days a week, they now only going to be open 4 days a week, which is creating this shortage. So they got a lot of stuff coming out of China. Because of that, they're cutting hours of production, days, 2 days of production, and a whole bunch of stuff. It's already been, that's not including the stuff that's sitting on the ports. So the stuff that's sitting on the ports, because they don't have enough drivers to take those things off the ports and deliver it, that's an issue. And the products that's being made in China because of the issues going on in China and everything worldwide. So Christmas is pretty much canceled in regards to consumerism, people buying up stuff. So there ain't no Christmas. There ain't gonna be no, let's go to the store and buy. Mm-mm. And they already making limits already. So when it comes, that's why the vice president, oh, they already gone up. Dollar Tree, no Dollar Tree no more. I went to Dollar Tree a couple of times and they got $10, $5 items. All over the store. Very few items is $1 now. When I went took your shopping at the Dollar Tree, and I bought up all those cleaning supplies, soaps, and all those other stuff. Oh, look, I gotta sneeze, but I can't. And everything in that Dollar Tree, and I talk about no Dollar General. I'm talking about the Dollar Tree. They had $5, $10, $8 stuff, and it was a lot of the stuff was taken up by those items. And then everything that was $1. Well, Dollar Tree, they said they had grew. More people start shopping at the Dollar Tree now. Even their shelves starting to look a little bit barren. Yeah, that's why they call it the Dollar Tree. What they call it is Dollar Tree Plus or something like that. Yeah, I think they call it Dollar Tree Plus or something. They go by. So if you don't see Dollar Tree Plus or whatever that thing is, they changed it to. It's a regular Dollar Tree, but then, like I said, stuff is not looking barren. People started resorting to the Dollar Tree to buy the essentials, toilet paper, soap, things like that. That's why I bought my little stash of stuff, soaps and things. And they're doing the shrinkage, meaning they make them a smaller items are in there with the same price. I was like, what? So rather than being things in an item. They only put in 5 and selling at the same price. So, yep, you're going to get 2 packs of chicken. Not the Dollar Tree. What are you talking about? You talking about other stores? Because Dollar Tree used to sell meats, lunch meats, and food too. Now, that whole Dollar Tree, you go in the back for the groceries, there's nothing there. I was like, dang, what happened? They used to sell luncheon meats and juices. Oh yeah. The Dollar Tree, they used to sell you go in the back, they used to sell bologna and cheese and luncheon meats, drinks, ice creams. Um, they used to sell a lot of things at the Dollar Tree for food wise. That was empty. And this was a couple months ago. I ain't seen nothing. I was like, damn, I haven't gone to the Dollar Tree in a minute now. Well, like I told you, Colas, when I went to the to the farmers market last time, I spent 70 something dollars, and there were certain things I probably shouldn't have bought, but at the same time, like they said, the rotisserie chicken, that was good. That was a real good size. Yep, they sure did have dollar steaks. They had bologna, hot dogs. They used to have little portion of steak. They had a lot of things in that little frozen food section at the Dollar Tree. And then you go to the staples, where it's, the little canned goods sections of the Dollar Tree. Some of the stuff at the Dollar Tree, even though it's $1 for the canned goods, sometimes it's cheaper at the supermarket. So, but a lot of people have started resorting going to the Dollar Tree to buy their basic stuff, because going to a regular store and supermarket, even Aldi's, is getting a little, people can't afford to do that. And the Dollar Tree takes SNAP or food stamps if you buy food. They do take SNAP for that. So a lot of people buying things at the Dollar Tree, but they starting to be scarce. And I have not gone. I have not gone to the Dollar Tree. I have not gone there for a minute. So, well, you ain't got to eat no dollar steak because they ain't got no more. I ain't seen that since last year. Last time I saw something like that was at least over a year ago. I know. I wish I had SNAP too. I wonder if they'll let me apply for food stamps, because technically my hours were cut. I'm not working 40 hours. I wonder if I could get food stamps. Food stamps. Because when I was working, and even though TurboTax was seasonal, technically I could have been getting unemployment. And I did apply for unemployment, but never heard nothing back. I probably have some claims to file, because technically when Maximus with the CDC, when that job ended, when they had to finish the contract, it was a certain number of weeks that I was unemployed before I worked at Amazon. So I would wonder if I would qualify to get to go and backdate some of those weeks. I don't know about giving the food. I don't know if they doing that. I ain't heard them giving food to no refugees. No. See, now you're making stuff up, Colas. They're not giving them housing, and they're not giving them SNAP. Let me clarify that before people make those claims. I'm tired of people make those claims. And I read and I've listened to this on NPR radio. With those refugees they got from the Afghans and other countries, when they come to the United States, and those charitable nonprofit organizations, and most, they only give them 2 months of housing, and they find people who's willing to house these people. It's only for 2 months, and they only give them so much monies to help them, like in regards to food. They only do it for a couple months. So they don't get no free housing. They don't get food stamps. They don't get none of those things. Those things they get comes from the nonprofit organizations and organizations that helps people or refugees, and they place them in homes or whatever. And most of the time, it's people who already lived here in the United States, like if they have family members and stuff, or if they don't give them no free housing. That's not true. I'm telling you the truth. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I heard on the NPR radio when they was talking about that. They was mentioning how a lot of these nonprofit organizations, charitable organizations like the churches and stuff, that because they said they were so overwhelmed and swamped with so many people needing help that they weren't able to do it like that. They weren't able to do it like that. So this was stated. This was, I heard it on my way home working from Amazon when I worked up there in Brazelton, and I was listening to it that morning, and they was on the radio, and they was interviewing the organizations, and they was doing what they was doing. They said, so when they bring these thousands of people, and it's so small, people be thinking they bringing millions of refugees in this country. It's not millions. It's only a few thousands. And I'm not gonna get in that thing about the Haitian ones that it will happen under that bridge and stuff. The ones when they come here, they only give them a few $1,000s for 2 months and 2 months of housing. That's why certain places in California, when they said they had this large communities of people from Afghan or whatever, I don't care what part of California. A lot of those people live in those communities, like the ones who've been living in this country for years, and then they go to these communities, and they don't get that much money. They don't get food stamps. They don't get all this government assistance people be talking about. Oh, they getting all the stuff. No, they don't. They do not. They only give them so much for so many months, 2 months. And when I heard that on the radio, they was interviewing this person, with the organization, and they was talking on it. That's why I like NPR radio, because they are unbiased. They're very informative. So, and I was like, man, and the minute I heard that, I said, see, all these people for years, they keep talking about that. They keep saying they getting all this food stamps and this, and I keep hearing that all the time. And I said, man, I said, if I ever have to discuss that, I'm going to clarify that. Next time someone tells me that, I'm going to clarify. And I was, I would never thought the same thing. I never think they would get. I said, no, they don't. I've gone to the food stamp office. I went to, I went to, I went to those places, and I seen people standing up around the corner and be having kids, and they try to give them assistance, like child care assistance. But a lot of those assistants, they tell them to go to these women's shelters, these shelters and stuff. But that welfare programs they had back in the 80s, 90s, man, that thing been cut since Bush or Reagan. Man, that thing they've been stopped doing all that stuff. Those welfare programs, people, they used to think that these get back in the 80s. And I'm not talking about for refugees, I'm talking about for regular folks, regular people. They don't do that no more. That's why when people be struggling for housing and Section 8 and all that stuff. That's why they got a list of Section 8 7, 8, 10 years. Well, I don't know. Like I said, all that back in the day, people just think they get Section 8 housing and everything for free, 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 free. They base that on your income, and then they base it where you required to work for whatever. And all these housing situations, they relocate. That's why people move out in the suburbs. They move those people out of those in care in those inner cities, inside in the city, like in downtown Atlanta, and they moving them out. And yeah, I believe you need to work. They got programs. They have programs now, free upgrade training and stuff. That's why it took me so long to find something for me to go and to do training for this class I was talking about. Generation. It didn't always start out. Generation wasn't always for everyone. It started out for younger people when they first started. This nonprofit organization for training, and it wasn't for IT. It was all these other things, and this is worldwide. But um, there were so many different nonprofit organizations. They were trying to get people to skill them up, and not advanced computers things. It was like even technical support, learning basic computers to be like IT help desk or something. They were trying to train people up. They got a program like that. And a few years ago, I was telling y'all about. They were telling me, "Snitty, you got a degree and this and that or whatever." And I said, "Well, shoot, what do I got? What can I have to get for updated training and stuff? Why I got to live in that certain zip code, or you have to be a certain economic status to do it, when most of the time they don't even try to go and get any upgraded skills, even if they have programs for people like that. How many people do it? They only do what? Maybe a couple people do it, but other than that, majority of people are foreigners from other countries. They came to this country and they taking advantage, you know, because they know they could stay on their butt, still get all this kind of assistance, Section 8 housing, food stamps, all this kind of stuff. And they don't even take advantage to get out of that situation by learning a new skill, getting a job. They don't. They don't take advantage of that. They don't take advantage of those things. Most of them. And these people are just straight up live here in this country. Most people who taking advantage of these programs that I've seen training and stuff, they be foreign people, foreign black folks from other countries that so happen to reach the United States, taking advantage because it's done through a nonprofit organization. It's not government assistance. As long as they go into nonprofit, it's open for everyone. It's open for everyone. And it just so happens to be privately funded through major companies and corporations like Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile and all these big companies that has foundations and endowments for nonprofits. So when they offer these type of training, like they need to train people in the new technology world, like I tell you, most of the people in my class that I'm doing this program with, I swear, when they break us up into small groups, shoot, four of them are from other foreign countries. It's like me, this black guy, this other 1, 2, 3. Remember I told y'all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I ain't gonna talk about the white folks that's in there, but if I count black Americans, people who's not from no foreign country, I swear it's about at least 5. But tomorrow I'm gonna count. I'm gonna go into Zoom and I'll be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I know, everybody else is from some other foreign country somewhere. They barely speak any English. They do speak English, but they from some other foreign country. And I try to talk to them, but they act like they don't understand, or I don't know. Who knows? Hardly. If I count the white folks in there, let me see. One black, one white guy, two, three, four. I'm gonna count tomorrow. Tomorrow when I go, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm not gonna tell you tomorrow because I gotta go to work tomorrow with Amazon. I'm gonna let y'all know. No, they live here in the United States, and they in that program. Some of them, when I speak to some of them, I ask them some questions. They just came to the United States. They've been in the United States for about 2 years. Some of them are they're not even full citizens. They still waiting on their green card, So this one girl I spoke to, I don't know where she was from, but she's one of those European countries. She sounded like she was from Russian, but I don't think she was Russian. I said, how did you find about the program? And she says, oh, I have a friend. They finished the program. And I said, oh, did she find a job? And she said, no, she don't have her green card. She's not a U.S. citizen, but she took the program. So I told her about this other company, Worldwide, that was hiring, and she took the information down. I gave her the information. I said, well, you know what? This company, you don't have to be a United States citizen, but this country's based in Austria, and they hiring remotely. It's called Milo, and I had saw the app so I could practice my coding on the phone. I paid 20. I'm gonna pay $29 and do it on my phone so I could keep practicing. And I looked at careers, and they were hiring people as long as you took um, one or two of the programs, which I'm studying for. So I'm gonna apply because I ain't see no black people in that picture. I was like, let me look and see what the staff look like. And they said these are the staff, and all of them were from different countries. Male, white. When I say white, I'm not talking about European white. I'm talking about like if you had to look at them, they're not black. I ain't see no black person in there. I ain't see no black women on there. I ain't see nobody from the United States. I said, well, goddamn. Every time I look at different companies to apply for positions in this, I don't see hardly any black American woman, black American men, barely. And when I do see a black person, they from some other country. And now white people be like, oh, so and so, he's just a hardworking person, and. And I'm not saying they're not hardworking. I'm just saying their mentality is different than most black folks that's from the United States. And that bothers me. That bothers me because it's like, one, I have to probably deal with ageism. Two, I got to deal with, being maybe one or few black women that's entering the field. And there are black women who are in IT that are in careers, and I've read their profiles on LinkedIn, but they usually the first. They the first one that went to Ivy League, Brown University, or some Ivy League, and they've been in the field for quite a number of years, but they're not software developers. They're like program managers and stuff like that. But they usually are the few. And the fact that you go to few, and these companies speaking about diversity, I probably would be able to come in. That's why I'm trying to learn my code, learn my material, learn and do these small projects and do whatever I need to do. If I got to get in, do some basically affirmative action, I will get in that. I will get in that way. But in terms of representation of Black Americans, of Black people born here in the United States, and not just Black folks, even Hispanic, people who, and I ain't talking about the ones who just came off the boat. I'm talking about even the ones who lived here in the United States. You don't see that representation like that. But I don't, not hardly. Not hardly. And when I do hear someone speak about, oh, Hispanic people, they always want to talk about it. It's Hispanic month. Last month, what was it? Was it September? Yeah, September was Hispanic month. The only time you hear them promote something, if it has to be the month, black folks get the shortest month of the whole year, February, 28 days. Everybody else got 30, 31 days. And then, even then, um, I don't even see representation of Hispanic people in IT. You know, they speak of diversity. They speak of trying to get more people. That's why they have all these programs, all these scholarships, all these free programs and training. Is because, and I'm gonna make this point because I ain't gonna be long-winded. Because the U.S. census that they just took, that they just calibrated or calculated, this next 10 years, with all the drawing of the maps and all the demographics they collected, the white race is declined. It's going to be more people of color. I hate when they say people of color because Asian people, people from Pacific Islands, Caribbean, Africa, anybody else is people of color that's not white or European. Yeah, it's usually Asians in IT, but it's also people from India. It's also people from India. It's not just. At one point, you would think it was a whole bunch of Asian people up in IT, but now it's like it's Habib and all the rest of them. With the I don't know. It's the people from India are the ones um, that are now dominating in the IT, because most IT companies they started is they also based in India as well. Well, Hispanic people could be black or white, so that's not really true. Some Hispanic people of darker complexion are black, Afro Hispanic or whatever they call it, Afro Hispanic. So Hispanic is not a race. Hispanic is a nationality. No, nationality is whatever countries you're from. Race is they could either be Afro Latino, which is black. You just gotta, or you could be white. So Latino, well, Dominicans, some of them are white, but that's not true either because the Dominican who does my hair, they could be black or white from Dominican. People from Panama, they speak Portuguese. They're not Spanish, they're Portuguese. No, Portuguese is Brazil. Panamanians, oh, that's just regions they live. So let me make me back up. Brazil is Portuguese. They could be black or white, but most of so it just all depends. Brazil is Portuguese. They could be white or black. It's not just, but they don't consider themselves black. They don't say, "Oh, I'm black. I'm African American." They don't. They don't put that. But it just all depends. I don't know. The point that I'm making is this in regards to IT is there's not enough black people or black women that's in the IT field. They're changing it through a lot of programs like Spelman and some colleges. They starting to offer a lot of STEM programs to gear towards women, black women to go into the STEM. So they may be in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, but but in terms of when I look at certain companies, or not certain, but when I look at companies and they say they hiring and stuff, I always clicked on their profile. I always look at the company breakup And I always look at this, and I always look at the makeup of people within these organizations, and I don't really see it. And I'm not saying they have to be at an executive level, but I don't see people that look like me, especially with my age being what I am. I don't see it. I mean, it would be nice. That's why I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I become part of different organizations and professional organizations. And I want to start, and this is going to be my, I don't know if I want to do a nonprofit or how I'm going to really do it, but I want to do, and I wrote this 5 years ago almost on my whiteboard in my other room, is I wrote, and I may do something as a project, is what did I put it as? What did I put? Older women can code too, or something like that. That was something that I put. I put something because I think sometimes it's younger generation, they're being aware or coming into it more, robotics and even gaming. Younger black women, they're entering it in it, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And it's not about one group of people small is smarter than the other, because they're not. It's just they have a different kind of drive, motivation. People from other countries in Africa and stuff, they be learning all these things. Is because um, they're more motivated. You know, they're more motivated. They're more inclined to learn, and they don't have no, their school systems ain't nowhere close or even that better. But people in the United States, most black folks, particularly, they push them into certain things like, oh, we're gonna push them to play sports, football, basketball. They don't teach them anything financial. I know my initial talk about the lottery, but the lottery, and it's I'm gonna tie this in. The lottery funds a lot of programs from pre-K, um, scholarships, all kind of things that the lottery provides. But the people who take advantage, like the Hope Scholarship in Georgia, is funded through the um, lottery, right? But the majority of people who get these scholarships or take advantage of these Hope Scholarships, they stay in Georgia. They say, I'm going to go to UGA, Georgia Tech, whatever. Are people who families is financially well off. They don't need financial aid, but they got a scholarship. See, the scholarship is not based on need or aid. It's based on academics, and you could also apply for the Hope Scholarship to attend any college in Georgia. And the ones who get those scholarships and get those Hope Scholarships and stuff, it goes to people of higher middle class, higher background families. They're not trying to go into no debt, no student loan debts and stuff. So they take advantage of those programs. Pre-K, child care and all that stuff, that's funded as well. But when you think of the breakdown of that money from the Georgia lottery and how it helps fund programs, it's mostly helping those. Now, with the exception of the pre-K and child care programs and stuff, majority of those things are scholarships, and it's mostly by people who can afford to send their children to college and pay for the tuition, and they get those scholarships. They're not the ones who's spending all their money on lottery tickets and hope and dreams of being millionaires, hope and dreams of funding their lack of financial planning, lack of financial planning, and hoping that the lottery is going to be their future, when the fact of the matter is, if you don't win and you don't plan, you still lose. So people say you don't win if you don't play. That may be true, but that don't mean you spend all your money. That don't mean you have other things in place. There's a way that you play, not how. It's not how much you play, but it's how you plan to play and hope that you come out not losing all of your money and still struggling. A lottery is not a financial plan. Winning the lottery is not a financial plan. I'm going to say this one more time. Winning the lottery is not a financial plan. You know, whatever money you got, you don't spend it all on that. You don't. You want to go out there, you better just pay $2. Go on down to the thing, pay $2. That's it. Because all these people who probably won in the past, I'm quite sure if you ask them, well, how much money did you spend? How often did you pay lottery? What they first going to tell you? Most of the people, they tell you, they was like, oh, this is the first time, the first time they played. I don't think they said the first time. They ain't spend all that money like that. Trust me, they didn't. They didn't. I doubt it. I doubt very much they did. So anyway, let me go because tomorrow I gotta, with my class, and then I gotta work at Amazon, and I ain't cook no dinner tonight, so I'm gonna have to cook something tomorrow while I'm in class. I bought chicken wings, so I don't know if I should. Do I want to bake those chicken wings or stew it? I'm not gonna fry it, but I'm gonna do something. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Put that thing in a roasting pan and make me something out of that chicken wings. But I'm tired of eating chicken. I might put that chicken back in the freezer. I'm gonna have to make something else. What can I make? Let me see. I'm gonna steam some of that broccoli because I still got some broccoli heads left. You know what? I'm gonna bake those chicken wings. I wish I had me some barbecue. I would have made barbecue chicken wings tomorrow, but I think I may just have to make regular plain roasted chicken wings. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make me little chicken wings, not fried either. And then I could bring that along for dinner for tomorrow, or eat that for lunch, or whatever. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Season the chicken wings, put them in the roasting pan, and have me some rice and have me some broccoli. That would be my dinner. All right, y'all. All right, Colas. Everybody else ain't saying nothing. You must be at work. Your whole thread is on here. Look at that. Colas, 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 Colas. You're the only one who was talking. Everybody else ain't saying nothing. Romeo. Who else on here? Shelly Shell. You probably sleep, but I know you be listening But you ain't came on. Sally, you ain't say nothing. You said something for the first time and then you ain't say nothing. What happened? I know I set the settings to subscribers only because I said let me put on that. That way no trolls be coming up in here talking crazy. All right, y'all. I won't be on tomorrow, but I'll be working. But I get off at 4. And then let me see. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'll be back Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday because I don't go back to work till that Thursday, but I do have to work tomorrow. Mandatory overtime. But I'll see what happens in terms of what kind of shipment comes in at Amazon. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, there have been some Christmas stuff looking coming in that I've been doing sorting. So I do see some. I do see a lot of um, Christmas type stuff. Not a whole lot, but just some. And I'll see how that goes. But Christmas is early this year for Black Friday. Won't be no Black Friday as normally, but Amazon did say it's going to be early. So I think they said this week. So anybody who, and that's another thing, don't be spending all your money on Christmas stuff, on frivolous things either. It ain't important. You ain't got to get that PS2 and all these gaming systems because that's going to be a shortage because they got the chip shortage, which also affects the games. So all the people who've been running to look for their new PS2 gaming system and all that stuff, they're not making them. There's a shortage in chips. So I know last year there was a big frenzy about the gaming chairs and the gamings, and everybody was looking for that new PS2 or whatever. So last year people were going crazy, waiting on waiting lists for a $600 gaming system. So this year ain't gonna be none. So people buy about my child. They need people need to be honest with these kids. You need to sit down and be honest and tell them no. Ain't nothing ain't gonna kill them to say no. People need to stop doing that. They need to stop. That don't make no sense. And then and then some of these kids, they like, when you get beyond 12, when you get to about 10, 11, 12 years old, teenager, you shouldn't be pestering your parents over no $600 games system. Put yourself in your lessons and learn, but stop pestering kids. Stop pestering your parents thinking you gotta have it. No, you don't. Shoot. Some people just they act a bit too entitled. Learn the program. Maybe if you want to do a game, learn the code and make your own game. Make use your mind. Everything ain't always got to play. That's the only thing, playing with the games and that. But they don't understand. Learn the program. Make your own games. Make no sense. Only time you see Black American people featured or anything is such a shock and a phenomenon. Oh my God, he's 12 years old and he started this and that. Why should that should not have to be a shocking big thing? That should be something normal, regular. Let it be like a consistent thing that Black children are starting to learn. Not one in every million, rare occasion that comes up. It should be that level of excellence should be exhibited on a consistent basis. You know, when you think about black folks making inventions and stuff, when you think about it during history, they had, all the different, all these different black men and women, they were making inventions and had an impact on society when there was no opportunity, just one generation away from slavery, or some of them were probably in slavery as a child, or they just, like what, 20 years out of slavery. Black folks were striving at, if you really think about it, they was making inventions, making technology. It was still technology. And that's what we need to focus on. That's why I want to do what I want to do now. I wish it didn't take me so long to get to this point, but I tried for 5 years. I tried different, I did resources, I did research. I tried to get into this program. No, you don't qualify because you need to be at this certain income level. Oh no, you have to be barely get out of high school. It was like some dumb stuff. I said, why I gotta be all that? Why can't I not go part of it? Why I have to be in that zip code? Why I gotta be on Section 8 to get take advantage? Why you assume that just because someone went to college that you think I don't want to participate after spending thousands of dollars in student loans? Why y'all always focusing? Y'all seem to focus more on younger people. Why I gotta be barely out of high school to participate? I'm still young enough. I still have 20 something years work life experience, or 20 more years of working. Well, I want to do it too. And they've disenfranchised a lot of people. Disenfranchised a lot of people. Now all these companies want to talk about diversity. Now they need to skill up a workforce. But it's out there, even at Amazon. And I'm gonna talk about that in my next video, is the opportunities that's available at Amazon. And don't look at that as a dead end job, because to be honest, it's not. As much as it hurts as much as it's you know, as much as Amazon work their workers, work us to death. Now I can say to death. Let me not say that. They work you in regards to processing those packages and standing on your feet for 10, 12 hours shifts. But there's a lot of people who are grateful, and there are a lot of people who take advantage. If you're gonna take from me like that, I'm gonna take from you, Amazon. And that means take advantage of whatever free programs you have to offer, whatever free training to do um whatever software programs that's free. I'm gonna take advantage of it. I sure will. If I gotta come to the back door by being a warehouse worker, and I go and I only got a couple more weeks before I reach my 90 days, and then I could apply, and I will take advantage of whatever free apprenticeship programs, scholarships, not scholarships, to 100% tuition. I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm going. You got a young person, niece, nephew, cousin, daughter, child, husband, wife, and you sit up on there collecting Section 8, or waiting for Section 8, or sitting on your butt trying to spend your money in lottery and scratch your way to a fortune of opportunities, and you looking for a job, you better go to work there, Amazon. I don't, you ain't got to do it forever. You ain't got to do it forever. People say, well, you got a degree, you got an MBA, why are you doing this or whatever? Let me tell you something. I only tell y'all what I want y'all to know. Working at Amazon, I don't have to be, I don't have to, I don't have to be worrying about, oh my God, I got to deal with customer service. I got to deal with listening to people complain. Oh, I got to meet certain, all I got to do is focus on making sure I put the package that's not in the magenta color, and putting and finding a station and just putting and just doing what I need to do. And and keep moving and keep doing what I need to do. And that's it. And when they say, "Oh, you now qualified, you can now go to school," and I could learn AWS, which is the, you know, software programming, and I could learn and they have 100% tuition, and I could say, "Oh, I could take these certifications and go to cybersecurity, whatever, software engineering, whatever, I'm gonna take advantage of it." Don't always shoot for, oh, I'm gonna apply for this 80,000, 60, I'm gonna apply for this 60, $70,000 an hour job. And you look at the description, all you need to do is take some courses, take some classes, take something to upskill and put yourself in position for something else. Because let me tell you, doing these gig work, driving around doing food and all that stuff, that ain't cutting it no more. It ain't cutting it. It's cute to do it on the side to make a little extra money for Christmas and vacation and, build up an emergency fund. That's all it is. All it is to build up an emergency fund, buy things you may need. Like, for instance, I need to remodel this house. The money that I make from these little extra gig jobs that I'm doing, that money is put aside. So when I'm ready to remodel and upgrade the kitchen and the bathrooms and take out this carpet and paint, after I try to learn a little bit of something, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna do everything myself because I know I can't, but I'll do a little something. But all the other stuff, that's gonna be money put aside to upgrade this house. So I'll be ready to put it on the market to rent and have somebody come in here and pay this mortgage, and I get passive income. And then I could move. I could, you know, next year around this time, like I told you, I either want to do, I don't know if I want to do the van life, or do I just want to travel and live in different countries or different places and still work remotely and travel. I don't have to stay here. I don't have to stay in this house. I'll let somebody else live here. Paid, I get passive income, still get paid from doing that, still get my income from that, and then pursue my other business endeavors. And then when I get about 60, 61, then I could say, "Oh, I could I could now retire comfortably. I could travel, you know. I mean, I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna do it next year and start, I'm not gonna wait till I'm old to start traveling. I'm gonna start doing it now. But I don't want to be old in my older age that I have to work because I didn't prepare myself for years and years of working. You know, years and years of working. Then you still working because you don't have the money. You don't have no way of, I want to work because if I work, it's because I want to work, not because I have to work. You know, I want to be like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to visit you, Shelly Shell. Let me go to Maryland. I'm gonna go and look at an Airbnb and travel. I'm gonna go and visit Colas. I'm gonna visit whomever. Okay, y'all, let's go and take a trip somewhere. That's it. I'm not, mm-mm. And I don't need to be, because the way how these prices are and stuff, you're gonna have to prepare. I do not want to be. Oh, I'm just now starting to save. I've been saved. I've been had my retirement and things in order. I've been had. Only thing I want to do is finish paying up this mortgage, um, and hopefully pay off these student loans. Ooh, it'll drive me crazy. But if I don't pay these student loans, I'm still on that income based program. So I still got another 7 years to pay, and that's it. I am free from the student loans. So I got 7 years, 8 years to deal with that. And after that, boom, that's it. No more debt. I don't have credit card debts. I don't have, oh my God, I'm paying. Now I have that HOA fees that I need to cover. But other than that, mortgage, student loans, and the HOA fees. And the HOA fees, I could knock that out next year and just say, you know what, here's the back HOA fees, and that's it. Other than that, I don't have, with the exception of student loans, mortgage, oh, in the car, the SUV, but that ain't, I pay extra every month on that. I'm gonna be finished paying that off early too. But other than that, I don't have no, oh my God, I got major credit card debt. Nope. I charge my little credit card every month for something and I immediately pay it off and I just get the points and I can use those points to, to convert them to travel. Is it raining? It is raining outside. And that's it. You know, yes, I wish, not wish, I will make more income with a new career. And that will, and once I get to that point, even if I was to get a salary, let's say 80,000 plus a year starting, and that's the low end because and I was able to make 80,000 with a new career doing what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna live off half of that. I'm gonna live at the $40,000 mark because I'm gonna still do my little gig works. I'm gonna still do my little side gig stuff, merchandising and stuff because it's easy. So my level of expenses, given inflation, of course, I still gonna live on a salary of say half or whatever I make. Even if I make six figures, I'm gonna live off half of that, and then the other half will be investing, savings, paying off debt, and that's it. And I do that for 5 years. I mean, sometimes I wish I started earlier in pursuing a career in IT or technology 5 years ago or even 10 years ago when I, and learned and really got into it much sooner. But it didn't happen like that. It happened in due time that it meant to happen, which is now, you know? So, anyway, I'll talk to y'all not tomorrow night, but Wednesday, Wednesday evening. And I'll be on the StreamYard this time. So, anybody want to join me, you can come on and join. All right. So, y'all have a good night. Good night, Clovis. Good night, Shelly Shell, Dorian, Erica, if you're watching. Uh, Romeo. Who else I'm missing? Sally, of course. Windsor. I think that's it. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all Wednesday. Have a good night. Bye.